Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're listening to the Ask Brien radio show on KHTS 1220 and 98.1 FM. So, for those people who have never listened to the Ask Brien show, we've been around for over 4 years. And so we're going to be approaching, let's see, in January, we'll have our 5-year anniversary. So we've been people. Woohoo! Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go, go, go. Are you excited or what? I'm getting weird looks from Emily.
Pardon me?
No, that's one of our engineers who's getting assistance from Patrick, acclaimed engineer, alleged engineer.
Oh,
it's an allegation.
Yes.
Anyway, so for the Ask Brien radio show, people have not listened to it before, including maybe our guest. Each week we have an interview with either a startup person, a founder, or somebody that can teach something to our audience, because that's our goal. Our goal is to help people in business in some related manner, and we're have a very distinguished guest today. But before we do that, when I was younger, we start the show each week the same way. People were always asking, name of your show is Ask Brien. You're not Brian, and it's spelled Brien. And other than, going down to the pub and meeting Mr. O'Brien, or my friends that were Brian, B-R-I-A-N or B-R-Y-A-N. Nobody spelled the name B-R-I-A-N for a first name. So we always go through that scenario, and some people that haven't listened to the show, they want to know. And our engineer, because begins with an E, although I've never seen his engineering degree. Do you have an engineering degree?
I have a degree in communications.
Well, it's not an engineering degree.
No, but it fits the mold.
It's more important to have a degree.
I think it's a hypothetical
when you work in radio.
It's a hypothetical engineering degree.
I was part of the radio club, so it works.
Well, none of those have an E.
My degree too is in communications as well.
So what you're telling me is me and you, Tracy, are cut from the same cloth on that one. So yeah, it works.
Is the cloth big enough to go around both? Anyway, well, you're split from the same cloth. So anyway, we're going to ask
Lord.
No, it's not Lord. It's Ask Brien. So we have some questions the audience wants to know. Besides the engineer not having a degree in engineering, they want to know why we use E in Ask Brien. Why not spell it B-R-I-N-Y-N? Or why not for this show, why not Ask Peter, since that's my name?
Well, there's a number of...
That really would make things a lot easier, actually.
I feel that too, actually.
Maybe I couldn't spell right when I bought the domain. I couldn't spell right, and so I bought Brian instead of Peter. Maybe that's the reason.
I personally like the Ask... I like the Ask Milt one that you did. You showed me last time.
Who's Milt?
I really like the fact that we're at 5 years since calling you Brian, and now we could just all start calling you Peter. It would be great.
Well, and Peter has 2 E's in it, by the way.
That is true. That is true.
That is true. And our podcast producer literally asked me why I sometimes call you Brian and sometimes call you Peter in the podcast, and I really didn't have an explanation, but now I do.
Well, and just to let you know, my middle name is Charles. Anyways.
Just throw that up in the mix.
Well, there's a number of words that are almost the theme of what Ask Brien stands for. One of them was engineer, which happens to be, me and Emily would be his engineers here. Empathy would be another one, which he wasn't being very empathetic towards me or Tracy on the fact that we both got communication degrees.
Why should I be empathetic with that?
Because it's just be nice.
He doesn't know how to be nice.
Apparently.
So scratch that off the list.
That's from my legal background. Aggressive.
Others are effort, because we give 100% effort in everything we do here.
Well, I expect 110%, but that's okay.
Outside of that, we also have experience, because everybody on the Ask Brien show that's a guest is experienced in whatever they do. And then there is enthusiasm and excitement.
Excitement! Woo!
I was trying to warn you.
Enthusiasm is my favorite, in case you're wondering. No one asked me, but I'm just going to tell you.
I was
That's
literally trying to warn you, Emily.
Well, there's still one you're missing and a new one that we're going to add.
Ooh, I think there is. Let's see, effort, experience. Well, we got the enthusiasm, the excitement. Was there experts? Because everybody's an expert on Ask Brien. Bingo. What's the new one?
Used something.
So we have a new one today.
What is the new one?
We have a new one, Trace. And
Okay,
I think you're going to like it, because when you think of the Ask Brien theme, the Ask Brien theme is all about educating our business owners about something. We educate business owners by having an experienced startup person explain how they were able to make it. We have an education to explain to people how to do various services or how to do various things. So each week we try to educate our audience. So we are now adding educate, and the engineer will be tested probably 19 times between now and next Thursday to make sure he has it, because I figure if you go 19 times, just like remarketing, eventually it'll sink in.
Well, the good thing is I'm an educated gentleman anyway, so it works.
An educated communications major who's trying to become an engineer.
Not a major. Got my degree. Bachelor's.
I guess it's acceptable for a degree. Now, and you missed the biggest one, by the way.
Well, I missed one. What was it?
Emily.
Oh, good Lord, get
Oh.
Emily begins with an E.
We have such an amazing guest, and I'm about to fall asleep. So why don't
Oh, no, that's not good. Before I even start, that's very, very bad. I cannot be blamed for this.
Don't worry, you will be. Without any further ado, hello. Oh my God, he falls asleep.
ADIEU.
I think my engineer fell asleep because he didn't even know what he was talking about. Oh my God.
Wow, there's a lot of pressure on me now.
Without any further ado,
Sorry.
our
Sorry
esteemed,
about that.
so we have an esteemed and extinguished, both E's, guest. Her name is,
Oh, that was good.
Doesn't extinguished mean like dead?
well, you said you were falling asleep.
No, I'm not falling asleep.
I was about to snooze with all this whatever, getting to our amazing guest, but yeah, no, she's wide awake.
Anyway, so we have our guest, Lauren Cohen. Are you awake now, Tracy?
Wow.
Tracy, did I wake you up?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm good.
Otherwise, I'd have to scream louder like the screamer from Saturday Night Live. Sam Kinson.
Yeah, let's not do that.
All right, so
Let's not do that. I'm good.
now for the real stuff where we're going to really teach people. Lauren, you have a very, very extinguished background. I know.
Extinguished.
That's right, because you're over.
Let's not extinguish it. It took me a long time to get it.
I thought you were over the legal career.
No.
But anyway, so background. I did see that you have a legal background. What other?
Yes.
Besides that, what other background do you have? And
Well, I'm a lawyer in Canada and the U.S. both, and I'm also a realtor. So those are my main licenses.
Now, the reason why we had you on the show today was some people are in the real estate market in California and other places in the United States, and it's very, very hot, and it's very, very expensive to buy places, plus with the real estate. So what we had you on for is there are people that would like to invest not just in Los Angeles, California. Like not everyone is making the kind of money that our engineer is making, who spends all day on the telephone looking at it right now. And so some people have a problem. So they want, he's not even paying attention. Okay, so we wanted to know how people can invest in other countries. In the banking system in America, you would get a mortgage through a bank, and or sometimes there are other people that you can invest from. Does it work the same way in Canada?
Oh, Canada. Well, Canada is an easy one, but if you want to avoid expensive real estate, I don't think Canada is the place to go. Although there are some places in Canada that still have, options available. Definitely not Ontario. Maybe Calgary, places outside of Calgary and Alberta. BC is pretty bad, British Columbia, but parts of there's Regina and places in the prairie provinces. Some places that are more rural, but if you're looking at the cities, forget about it. It's Toronto not only is super expensive, but the taxes are debilitating, and it's also not very landlord friendly. So Ontario is definitely not an ideal place, in my opinion, to invest. The rates of return are low, cap rate. It's just, but there are other countries, like a lot of my investors invest in Costa Rica and Mexico and Belize and overseas as well. It's all a matter of making sure that you have the right team in place before you do it. You want boots on the ground. You don't want to be doing this kind of haphazardly, because as soon as you invest across borders, whether it's from another country into the U.S. or from the U.S. into another country, the team becomes that much more important because you have very little control and the level of risk is much higher.
So if you're going to a foreign country, do you need to speak the language of that country? For instance, if I was
No.
investing in Quebec, which is mostly French, or if I was investing in Costa Rica, which is mostly Spanish, would I need to speak the language?
No, you need to have people on the ground that speak the language and that speak your language. So people, just like investing here in South Florida or in LA, sometimes you're investing in a more Hispanic area and you want somebody that speaks the local language there. It's going to be the same in terms of investing into Quebec, where you do have to speak French, but that doesn't mean you have to speak French. It means you have to have a trusted advisor that speaks French.
So let's go to countries like Mexico and Costa Rica. Do they have a similar property deed system to the United States?
No. Actually, Mexico is a very interesting country. I've only learned about it recently because I have several investors. It's a very different real estate model where it's almost like a long-term lease there instead of actual ownership. So it's a very different model, and that's why it's so important to have a realtor and a lawyer that understand the rules there as well as here. And also, if you're American and you're investing into Mexico, for example, or Costa Rica, you want to be sure that you have the right structure set up, or you're going to be subject to double taxation or tax issues as well as legal issues.
So how do you find somebody in those countries?
You call me.
Okay. That's Jenny, 8675309.
What's that song called? 86753. What is it called?
Jenny.
Who sang that song?
Oh, wow.
Who sang it? Come on. I don't know.
Engineer.
I don't know.
It's just from a commercial.
Engineer.
It's what?
It's from a commercial.
No, it's not from a commercial. It's a
not?
song.
No.
Oh, it's a song.
These people are so young.
Google.
These people are so young they
Google.
don't realize that.
They don't know.
Oh, that's so sad. Oh, my God. I think I'm 100 years old right now. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, 100 years old.
If it's not rap, they don't know. Anyway, excuse me, Mr. Engineer. Type it in. 8675309.
I got it. It's about Jenny.
Yes.
And it's Jenny's phone number.
Yes. What is these?
It's called 867.
I think it's I'm guessing it's the Romantics, but
It's Jenny. The song is called Jenny.
Really?
It's not the romantic.
Well,
It's not the
let's
romantic.
figure that out. On a commercial break,
Who
we
is
will
it?
know.
What? It's called Jenny by Tommy Two-Tone.
Tommy Two-Tone, the one-hit wonder of
Exactly.
I can confirm.
It's
I'm
got to
looking
be
at
a
Emily's
one-hit
phone.
wonder.
That's-
I've never
that's what
heard
it
that
says.
name, ever. I mean,
Exactly.
yeah, that's funny.
We're working on a radio station, so why would they have a song? Anyway, so are you really going to go out and on a limb and put out your phone number or email?
No, I'm not putting out my phone number.
You
but
might
I
get
will
50 calls
definitely-
tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I'm not putting out my phone number, but you can find me on LinkedIn, or you can look me up on ecounselglobal.com, or you can find me at EZCARD, EasyCard /Lauren ESQ. So my own podcast is called Investing Across Borders, and my brand is really based around investing across borders. And one of the things I do when I'm helping people invest into other countries, for example, right now I have a client that's investing into Cambodia. Now, I have never worked with Cambodian lawyers or tax professionals or anything before, so that was a new one for me. So I take the initiative of reaching out to various people that meet the requirements, and then I vet them. And I have a vetting process that I've gone through, so many times because this is what I do. And I use that same vetting process to approach it doesn't matter if it's Cambodia or Canada or, Costa Rica. It's the same pretty much approach. Obviously in Canada, well, not obviously, but I have my own network because that's where I'm originally from, and I'm a lawyer there, and I have my network here, but not in every state. Like today I had somebody on my Masterclass. I teach a class on how to immigrate through real estate, and the woman was originally from Peru, living in Iowa. And I said, now that is unusual because you don't often see, Peruvians moving to a place like Iowa. So it's all about your connections and your knowledge base and how you vet the client or the prospective strategic partner. That is not to say that I don't make mistakes, because there are times. I have one referral partner that I fired probably about 6 months ago after he just kept disappointing my clients. But the beauty of it is that my clients get a refund and get looked after because of me, whereas if they had gone directly to this particular referral partner, they would probably be stuck with him.
So how do you protect these people?
By just that, by being their accountability partner and holding the referral partner accountable for whatever it is that they're doing. If they aren't delivering or if they make mistakes, they don't just have the client to answer to, but also myself. And there's a credibility issue that comes into play. Like I said, nobody is perfect, and I'm not going to say that every single referral partner is perfect, but I do go through a deep vetting process. And like anything, things happen, right? So I just make sure that the client is made whole at the end of the day, whatever that looks like.
So we've got to take a quick break. You're listening to KHTS 1220, 98.1 FM with our guest, Lauren Cohen. We'll be right back.
Your business sign is essential to getting customers to your location. Feathers can help you get your business noticed. Feathers, now in a new larger space with plenty of parking. They walk you through each phase of your project with special attention to detail and quality. Feathers will provide you a sign that you can be proud of. Your sign will draw customers in instead of having them drive by. Visit Feathers online at feathersigns.com or go to Feathers' brand new bigger location at 26017 Huntington Drive off Rye Canyon or call 298-9442.
If you have a business problem, if someone doesn't honor their agreement and you need an aggressive attorney with over 27 years experience, the Law Office of Peter Bronstein has helped partners resolve disputes, franchisees resolve disputes, and other business owners who have a challenge. Let the Law Office of Peter Bronstein take your stress away. Visit lacorporateattorney.com. Don't wait too long and lose your rights. Solve your business challenge problem today. Visit lacorporateattorney.com.
When was the last time you had a business insurance checkup? That long, eh? It's most likely Glenn Terry time for you and your business. Glenn Terry has been a Santa Clarita resident since 1980 and has deep roots in the community. 22 years in the insurance industry, a trusted commercial insurance specialist with LBW, licensed in 50 states. There's nobody I'd trust more. Call Glenn Terry today and set up your free business insurance checkup at 661-702-6005. Glenn Terry sticks to the mission, not the co-mission. Yeehaw!
You already know Salt Creek Grill has the best food in our valley. Well, now you can have Salt Creek's gourmet meals catered to your event.
I'm Greg Amsler, owner of Salt Creek Grill. I'd like to introduce you to a new level of catering, featuring our catering director, Tamara Levine.
Salt Creek Grill creates memorable experiences, which leaves our clients and guests with a sense of awe and excitement. From menu development to picturesque presentation, you'll enjoy culinary excellence and creative catering.
Salt Creek Grill, a new level of catering.
At the San Diego Zoo, Halloween, a Halloween-themed extravaganza, is coming back bigger and better than ever. This year, the Glittering Glowing Spectacular has been expanded to 5 fun-filled weekends, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, all the way through October 31st, to allow families more time to encounter remarkable wildlife in diverse habitats and take part in all of the fantastic Halloween entertainment and experiences. As the sun goes down each weekend from 5 to 9 p.m., guests can enjoy a multitude of entertainment options, including live music, amazing performances, and awesome interactive games and costume fun. Hosted by the zoo's zany Dr. Zoolittle. Guests can meet and greet the zoo's Boo Crew as Dr. Harry and friends don their Halloween finery and find delicious seasonal treats at eateries throughout the zoo. For your Halloween extravaganza, visit sdzwa.org. That's sdzwa.org.
Mission Valley Bank is a commercial bank in the Santa Clarita Valley that really puts the community into community banking.
At Mission Valley Bank, we strive to be a trusted advisor to our clients, and that means being an integral part of the communities we serve. We started the Give Where You Live program to help bring awareness to our nonprofit partners. We're more than just a local business bank. In fact, we're a full-service, independent commercial bank that is locally owned, community-minded, and relationship-driven. I'm Tamara Gurney, President and CEO of Mission Valley Bank, and I invite you to experience the Mission Valley Bank difference, where your success is our mission. We want to be your most valued bank.
Mission Valley Bank has been named Most Trusted Advisor Business Banker by the San Fernando Valley Business Journal 5 years in a row and received the Business Leadership Award by the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce, Valley Industry Association, and SCV Economic Development Corporation. Visit them at their Center Point branch location or at missionvalleybank.com. Member FDIC.
Santa Clarita now has its first comprehensive outpatient rehab facility. RenewMed's multidisciplinary team includes physicians, respiratory, physical, and occupational therapists, as well as social service professionals to provide superior therapy and customized treatment. Whether you've got COPD, COVID complications, or are keen on preventing a fall, they can assess your challenges and help you feel better. RenewMed on Lyons Avenue, just north of the 5. Visit renewmedscv.com. That's renewmedscv.com.
Hometown, your hometown station.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS 1220 and 98.1 FM with the second half of the Yes Brien Show. And we have our great guest, Lauren Cohen. She's talking to us about business transactions and real estate transactions across borders. So one of the questions we had was, if people are not U.S. citizens and they're from a country like Peru and they're interested in buying property in Iowa, or they're in Brazil and they want to buy property in Boca Raton, Florida, all right? Normally, most people in America have a Social Security number, a FICO score, and a payroll. How can they go in and get a loan in America?
So first of all, it's going to depend on where they're from. That's going to be a big dictator in what options they have available. For example, somebody from Canada is going to have an easier time than somebody from, oh no, my son just pushed a button in my car, sorry. Somebody from Canada is going to have more options than somebody from Peru. But the other part of that is that I actually work with several lenders, and one in particular that funds foreign investors investing into U.S. real estate. At the moment, they're only funding Canadians, Israelis, Australians, and Brits. It's called Lendi, and I have a link that I will share. And it's great because they fund you without a Social Security number. All you need is a corporate entity and a tax ID, and you can get funding based on your foreign credit. The other option is that they can they can obtain a visa, an E2 or an E1 or some other type of visa, a non-immigrant or an immigrant visa, and then get a Social Security number and build a real business here. But that does require hiring employees and making a significant investment. So there's all kinds of options. My most preferred option is always going to be getting a visa and finding a way to, my tagline is to invest, live, work, and play in the U.S. and be able to build your credit here locally so that you can not only be a foreign investor accessing foreign investor credit or financing options, but also then become a domestic investor and access that.
And do you offer the immigration services for the EB-5s and those type of visas? Or?
Yes, we are a full-service immigration consulting firm, and we provide the full range of everything from helping clients find businesses, find real estate investments, develop strategies to create those cross-border investment portfolios and obtain visas in the process and figure out which visa and how to get there it's a full service one-stop shop.
That sounds great. Tracy, you had a couple of questions?
Right. So I just wanted to chat female entrepreneur to female entrepreneur and ask you about your journey to where you are in your business right now in terms of starting, running, founding your own business successfully. Tell us how you got where you are.
Sure. So I am originally from Toronto, and I've been down here in South Florida for over 20 years now. And when I first came, it was very challenging because I was a licensed lawyer in Ontario, but not in the U.S. yet. And actually, the first time I came was back in the 90s when some of the listeners probably weren't even born. And then I went back to Toronto and came back here. But the point is that it was a struggle because I couldn't work in-house. I couldn't really be a full-fledged lawyer. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't even know that I was an entrepreneur at the time. I was kind of like, what do I do? I was like a paralegal, a glorified paralegal. That wasn't good enough for me. So I got my license, and then I became a realtor, and I did all this stuff. But really what catapulted me into the business I'm in today was the reality that I was hitting brick walls in my career. And then I went on my honeymoon with my now ex-husband to Thailand. And on the way back from my honeymoon, he was put into immigration jail, expeditiously removed, and subsequently deported. And that pushed me into the immigration world because I was like, wait a minute, I don't want this to happen to other people. And
wow.
So, yeah, if I hadn't experienced it, I mean, I remember it like it was yesterday. And it was a blessing in disguise, and the silver lining is that he was deported and that I got to do what I love. And in the past year, it's really developed into what now is my signature program called How to Immigrate Through Real Estate and 10 Steps to Immigrate Through Real Estate. And it's just really been an exciting time of having impact and building a portfolio of real estate investors and cross-border business people that are looking to expand their businesses. And, at the end of the day, Tracy, I think as a female founder, impact for us is much more important than revenues. Obviously, we want to do well, but I'm a single mom, and when my son was born, I could not pay the bills. I mean, I could not. I actually was on some food stamps. It was a terrible time financially for me. And I've been through, ups and downs, but I always knew that there was something more, and I needed to get into that something more.
Well, that is such an amazing story. And so my next question was going to be, what are the biggest challenges that you have faced in your entrepreneurial journey? But boy, did you already outline a couple of them. So I think I might want to reposition the question to say, how did you overcome those obstacles? So, for example, starting out with not being able to pay your bills, but still continuing that vision to know that you could be successful. What are some of the things that you used to get you through that difficult time?
Prayer, a lot of, prayer and perseverance. And my dad also was very ill. My son was born. He was having trouble breathing, and then he was diagnosed with ALS, and that journey was hell. I was here in Florida. He was in Toronto, and it was, a harrowing experience. And my son was very little, and we were going back and forth all the time. And honestly, I don't know even how I got through it. In retrospect, it was sheer will, that perseverance. I didn't have a choice. I had to get through it. I had to look after my son and protect him and make sure he was okay. And, today he's almost 11. He'll be 11 in 2 weeks, and actually 2 weeks today. And he's in there getting me a little cheat on my diet, like an ounce of frozen yogurt. Don't tell anybody. I think I just put that out there.
It's only a couple 100,000.
This is a judgment-free zone. Don't worry.
We only have a couple 100,000 listeners, so don't worry.
Okay, I'm just saying. Anyway, So and you know, he's thriving, and I have my COVID pup in the car with me, and my 14-year-old dog, and we're all doing well. And you know, he hasn't seen. It's been a challenging time for us through COVID, for sure. At the beginning, business was extremely down because nobody was investing across borders. So what did? I pivoted, and I help people get money from the SBA and other government resources. So it's all about finding. Like my book, by the way, is called Finding Your Silver Lining in the Business Immigration Process. My nonprofit is called Find Your Silver Lining. At the end of the day, it's all about finding that silver lining through the clouds and figuring out a way to persevere, because at the end of the day, my group during the beginning of COVID was called Pivot or Perish, and that's really the truth. You have to pivot or you're going to perish. And that's how I live my life. And instead of, you know, I always strive to thrive, and it doesn't mean I'm always there or I'm always right or whatever, but self-care has been a big part of it. I actually also experienced COVID recently, despite being vaccinated, beginning of August, and I'm having throat issues that will probably, unfortunately, continue for months. And as a speaker, you can imagine, like right now, I feel like somebody is literally sawing at my throat. And I did a webinar and hosted a podcast today. So, and it's very challenging. Sorry.
Well, I think based on that, you deserve a much bigger container of yogurt than just 1 ounce. That's all I'm saying. And I mean, I would say that could actually be considered a medical treatment at this point. So you should just go big.
Right. I don't know about you, but
I don't think I'm supposed to actually have dairy, which is really bad. Besides the fact that I'm on this stupid diet, pardon my French, but also I'm not supposed to have dairy because of my throat. So I'm doing double damage. So there you go.
Uh-oh.
Well, at least you're not smoking.
Smoking while you're eating your frozen yogurt. That's so great.
Yeah, exactly. I'm desperate for a little sugar.
So you mentioned your podcast, and of course, the fact that I'm a podcast producer, I couldn't let that go unrecognized. Tell us a little bit about your podcast and what led you to begin and start your podcast.
So as an entrepreneur, I'm in a lot of these entrepreneurial groups, and one of my big clients is Jay Facette, who is the head of JVology, and Jay Facette introduced me to Doug Sandler, who happens to be local in LA. Relatively local. And Doug runs Turnkey Podcast. And Doug and I connected about getting money for the SBA. He put me on his podcast. We became friends, and he helped people develop podcasts. And I was like, well, you know, it sounds interesting. I have a message. So I'm actually just today, yesterday, I think I recorded my 52nd episode. So I'm right at the year mark. I think we're celebrating our 1-year anniversary, like next Wednesday when we publish that. So I just knew that I needed to do something that was marketing driven to bring my brand to, you know, bring more awareness to my brand. And it's been in a lot of ways a perfect storm for me, because especially since I deal a lot with Canadians and Brits and, you know, people from all over the world, but Canadians are always going to be my mainstay because I am one. They want out. They've been on lockdown. They're frustrated, and a lot of them want opportunities and options and flexibility. And I have provided that solution for them. So, you know, today I had 98 people registered for the podcast, 98 new people. So, I'm sorry, for the webinar. And so, it's been a great way to bring my message to a broader audience, and also to give credence to some of the people that, you know, clients and future clients, and give them a platform, and then in turn they want to give me a platform, and so it's a win-win. I will tell you, probably Tracy, you've seen this. I see a lot of people reaching out and saying, I have a great podcast guest for you. I have a great podcast guest for you. And I'm thinking, yeah, but what's like, where's the synergy? Where's the alignment? I'm not just going to put you on my podcast because you tell me you have a great guest. There has to be some alignment and some exchange of value. I'm not, you know, and that's been very interesting as well, is having the ability to say no and to say yes and to create relationships, because at the end of the day, for me, that's what it's all about.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back at KHTS 1220, 98.1 FM.
Discover the memory care your loved one deserves at Oakmont of Valencia, Oakmont's brand new luxury senior living community in Santa Clarita. Oakmont's innovative memory care program features stimulating and engaging activities in a soothing environment, as well as compassionate professional care delivered in the privacy of the residents' apartment homes. With 2 gorgeous outdoor courtyards, as well as an on-site movie theater, residents will enjoy a life full of vitality, dignity, and purpose. For more information, visit oakmontofvalencia.com.
I started using professional copy service probably 8-9 years ago.
Choosing the right copy service was a top priority for Ron Korn, president of Newhall Escrow.
He has supplied me with all of our copy machines, material for them, supplies for them, service for the machines.
Ron's lucky he called Sean Milligan, owner of Professional Copy Service.
Their service is great. Anytime I need Sean, he is there at our beckoning call. His service is great. We couldn't do without him.
Whether you have a small business or a large company, Professional Copy Service can handle it all.
We copy most everything that we produce in the office, and we use a ton of it.
Professional Copy Service, 299-5756. 299-5756. The only authorized Canon dealer for sales and service in Santa Clarita for Santa Clarita Professional Copy Service.
They're here. They're here for us. Our business is here, and we want to keep our business and give business to the local people.
Call Sean Milligan at Professional Copy Service, 299-5756.
There is only one language spoken at Thai Dish, and it sounds something like this.
This is great.
Once people get a taste of Thai dishes, there's really no reason to do any more talking. Make it full of flavor, make it delicious, only at Thai Dishes. Enjoy the atmosphere, love the food. Thai Dishes on Valencia Boulevard for free delivery, 253-FOOD. That's 253-FOOD.
The City of Santa Clarita invites you to the grand opening of the new Canyon Country Community Center on Saturday, October 30th from 10 a.m. to noon on the corner of Soledad Canyon Road and Sierra Highway. Explore the new community center, watch live entertainment, learn about program opportunities, and have fun at this free event. For more information, visit santa-clarita.com. That's santa-clarita.com. We'll see you on Saturday, October 30th.
If you have a business problem, if someone doesn't honor their agreement and you need an aggressive attorney with over 27 years experience, the Law Office of Peter Bronstein has helped partners resolve disputes, franchisees resolve disputes, and other business owners who have a challenge. Let the Law Office of Peter Bronstein take your stress away. Visit lacorporateattorney.com. Don't wait too long and lose your rights. Solve your business challenge problem today. Visit lacorporateattorney.com.
Big one is back. Circus Vargas, Circus Vargas, Circus Vargas, the biggest big top, he's back in town.
Circus Vargas is proud to present their latest smash hit circus extravaganza, Mr. V's Big Top Dream. Join us in Palmdale at the AV Mall, October 15th through November 1st for a brand new Big Top adventure, guaranteed to thrill and enchant children of all ages. 2 hours of family entertainment at its finest. Acrobats, daredevils, clowns, trapeze, and more. Only at Circus Vargas, where memories are made and cherished for a lifetime. Buy tickets now at circusvargas.com.
Circus Vargas.
We salute our veterans who sacrifice for our freedom. Every week, we share an inspirational story of a local veteran on our Hometown Heroes page at hometownstation.com. Thanks to our good friends at Eternal Valley.
I'm Richard Nunnally, General Manager of Eternal Valley Memorial Park and Mortuary. We believe taking care of each other is what community is all about. We're proud to bring you the stories of our hometown heroes.
Eternal Valley, life well celebrated.
Visit hometownstation.com, sponsored by Eternal Valley.
Mark Schneider and daughter Kaylee for Pacific Air.
Okay, team. I called this meeting to look at new ways we can super serve our Pac Air customers. Matt, what do you got for us this week?
We're educating customers about how to improve their comfort and lower their energy bills by investing in better attic insulation. The Department of Energy reports that homeowners can be more comfortable and reduce heating and cooling costs by up to 50% just by improving their attic insulation. That's why Pacific Air's team created the WOW Comfort Attic Package. Our WOW Comfort Attic Package is a 4-step attic solution to help solve the problem of poor attic insulation.
Great. I love the way we're always educating and improving our WOW service that we give our customers. Remember, team, here at Pacific Air, our goal is to always give service so good, they're going to to say, okay, Kaylee.
For the guys in the orange truck, that's Pacific Air. When you want the best, call Pacific Air.
For questions about our Wow Comfort Attic Package and your attic, contact us today at pacaire.com. PACAIRE.com. Remember, without the E, it's just air.
I'm Susan Owen, Managing Partner at OPO Law. I have been named one of the top 100 trial lawyers in the country. And while insurance companies continue to make lowball offers, we fight hard to get you the money you deserve. For over 4 decades, we have gone to battle with the insurance companies and have obtained over $1 billion for injury victims. If you've been injured, call 888-OPO-WINS for a free consultation.
OPO Law, the law firm insurance companies fear most.
Don't settle for less.
It's like no other station I've ever listened to. It's great.
Your hometown station.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS 1220 and 98.1 FM with the Ask Brien radio show. We have a great guest. So without any further ado, Lauren Cohen. And by the way, have I introduced my guest, Tracy, my co-host? Anyway.
Yeah, I think you did introduce me, but not as your guest.
Well, I think you should be a special guest. Where were you last week? Anyway, we're back. So...
I was speaking at a conference live from the stage, sir. Thank you very much.
We just like to keep everybody on their toes. So, Lauren, if people want to, you already gave us how people can reach you, but you have a website. What is a website people can go to get more information if they want to?
So I do have more than one website, but most of my webinars and all of that type of thing and the cross-border information is available on realestateacrossborders.com. So it's realestateacrossborders.com/webinar/USA program /mastermind. Additionally, my podcast website is laurenesq.com, which is my main brand, Lauren ESQ, my personal brand. So you can always find me there. But I do have two webinars a month. One is a masterclass on how to immigrate through investment or real estate, and the second is a realtor and real estate investors mastermind. So they're on opposite Wednesdays and Thursdays, depending.
So is it every other week?
No, it's what I have one. I honestly don't remember if it's the third Wednesday of each month is usually the masterclass, and the fourth Thursday of each month is usually the mastermind. I believe it's all on there and hopefully updated.
What is the difference between a masterclass and a mastermind?
So the masterclass is B2C. It's about teaching people how to immigrate through real estate or immigrate through investment. So it's actually focused on the actual client or investor, whereas the mastermind is an international mastermind designed to help realtors and other real estate investors collaborate to help each other to build and grow our international businesses and pipelines.
Tracy had one more question.
I just wanted to say, if you were to give a tip out to somebody who was struggling in their journey of entrepreneurship, what would be one tip you would provide?
Don't let fear stand in your way, because the longer you wait to do whatever it is that you're going to do, and the longer that you hold on to that job, the longer you're going to be J-O-B, just over broke. You've got to take the bull by the horns and take risk, because if you don't take risk, you're not a true entrepreneur, and you can't, hold on to that security blanket forever.
Is that your definition of entrepreneur?
Great. Pardon me?
Is that your definition for an entrepreneur? Someone takes...
No, I'm just... No, the security blanket? No, not having a security blanket?
No, job.
Maybe. I mean, I think my definition of entrepreneur is pretty close to my definition of insanity. They're very closely aligned, aren't they?
Very, very closely aligned. You're the best. Thank you so much.
There's a very high correlation, I guess. and myself too. I mean, I'd have to be insane to do this show and to be a lawyer, and I try to do both sometimes. We have about 30 seconds left. So, your biggest challenge, you already told us. What is your goal in the next 5 years?
My goal in the next 5 years is to be able to provide these services on a grander scale to people from all over the world and help them to really pave a path to successful investment and business expansion across borders, and to be able to travel freely across borders myself without all these crazy restrictions that are going on right now, and to continue to hopefully participate in making the world a better place.
Well, thank you very much. You've been an excellent guest. Appreciate it. We'll have you back on later because there's a whole bunch more questions I wanted to get into, like if I wanted to invest in foreign countries, what I would need to do as an American citizen. A lot of people would like that angle, so maybe we'll do that in the near future. Thank you very much. Tracy, thank you. And we'll be back next week. Same bat station, same bat channel. Ask Brien Radio Show.